say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning, pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
Thank y'all for tuning into the Josh Terry Podcast, brought to you by Raising Grace Studios. Want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors, especially 3S Woodery. Go check them out on Instagram at 3S Woodery, spelled out. Facebook, 3-S Woodery and Decor. Etsy, whatever the hell that is, at 3S Woodery. Also, Par Hopper Golf Apparel, Two Pilots Distillery, Nobles Networking, and my guy at Project K9 Hero, and Gridiron Coffee. I'm going to mess some of these up because I haven't read them all in a while. And our management distribution company, Red Circle. Look up my dudes over at Creative Vets in Nashville. Not a sponsor on the show, but I love what they do. Put your phones on silent, you fucking assholes. It's okay. And who else? Oh, Jesse Wayne Taylor for the intro to the show. Thank you. Today is it's kind of a somber show, but I got someone with me. I got several people with me. I'm going to introduce somebody first. Miss Lauren, who she's helped out with every charity event that we've done, Toys for Tots, several other things that we've done. She's just a great individual. She kind of put this together tonight, and I got a couple extra folks in here. So, Lauren, you say hey first, and I'll introduce the assholes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren.
You can definitely say more than that. What a pleasure it is to be here. Thanks, Josh, for taking time out of your busy schedule to accommodate me. You know, whatever.
Okay,
you know, it's cool. We're just going to cry for the next hour, so you might as well get the laughs in while you can. No, it's cool. No, it's fine. I'll run with this.
No, thank you so much for finally letting me do this. As we get to talking, you guys will learn and hear more and understand why I wanted to do this, to get my story out. And Josh, I will always be thankful for everything you have done, start to finish, always.
Well, you've helped a lot with everything we've done, so I owe it to you. And you're just a good fucking person. So, over here, I got Miss Haley. I'm not going to say her last name. She has a career. And I'd really hate for her to get canceled.
I don't have one of those guys, so it doesn't matter.
But she'll have some input on some stuff in a little bit. So, Haley, thank you for being here, darling.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be here.
And then the beast from the Middle East.
Woo, woo.
Only one person knows that, and it's Neil. When he hears this, he's going to be like, I know that fucking growl. That's that. That's that bitch Alexis.
I'm Alexis. I'm Josh's neighbor.
Yes, he's my favorite neighbor.
So you've seen him smashed.
Absolutely not.
I've seen her smashed several times.
I knock on his door and ask for snacks, and then
That's a good neighbor.
She's
He's a dad, so he has snacks. I see what you did there.
Yes.
I see what you did.
I am a snack. That's funny. No, the first time I met her, we about got in a fist fight.
Not surprised.
Not really. It was just a verbal war, but I think she quickly realized, the same as I did, is like we're both extremely good at shit talking. And then after that, we became friends. We really didn't like each other for like the first, hour that we met. But after that, we were like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I didn't like Josh the first time I met him because he told me I talk too much. He's one to talk about talking too much.
he asked me my age.
He got a whole podcast, but he tell me I talk too much.
Do y'all get paid to speak?
Well,
That's the only
you know
fucking
what?
Actually,
argument.
technically, I do.
That's
Just so
why
that
I'm
we're clear,
here.
I do.
That's the
actually.
only
trying to get
argument.
paid.
That's the only argument I ever need to make to a motherfucker.
I'm a hairdresser, so I definitely get taught. I definitely get paid to get taught.
If you want your hair did right, this bitch can do some hair.
Thank you.
I'm also going to shout out
Yeah, you
another
better- I was
person
finna
that's
tell you
not
to,
in this
since-
room, but allegedly if she was in this room, she's also a phenomenal hairdresser.
Oh, what's
Well,
her
you
name?
can't- if you
Tell
don't
her
say-
name. What's her name? What's her name?
Put the plug in.
Okay.
Atlas Shell behind the chair.
Yeah, she's right.
Woo-hoo!
Two great hairdressers.
I love that.
Yeah, but see, she's
Sorry.
actually a nice person.
Okay, well, if
Not you so much. You're mean as hell. So the reason why we're doing this today is I'm gonna let you kind of give the intro in on it, and then we're just gonna go with it because
Well, guys, we're gonna rip the
Hey.
Band-Aid off.
yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off. Fuck it.
So a year ago, on June the 16th, 2021, I lost my father and my very best friend in the entire world to suicide. And I just kind of want to tell my story, and maybe somebody can gain some strength out of it, because it sure takes a lot.
It definitely does, and you have you've been a strong motherfucker the past year. Like I had to sit here and talk to someone the other day about like some morbid shit, and I didn't realize like when it comes to that stuff how weak I am. Like I am a baby, so just know you tougher than I am.
It is not for the faint heart. I can promise you that. And sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have no idea how I'm going to get out of my bed. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just lay in the bed with my dog all day.
That's every day
And
for me.
The next day I get up and be productive. We kick ass the next day because the day before kicked our ass. But it's a part of life. You learn your strength when you don't think you have any. And also, I would not be here today if it was not for the friends that I have, because when your back is against the wall and you are an only child and you have absolutely no one, I do have my mom. She is just as sporadic and spazzy as I am. So two spazzy people dealing with losing someone that both of us love very much is very hard. So she was there, but my friends stopped their entire life and came to me at the second I text them. And they're amazing. And they all know that the reason I do everything I do is I'll always take care of them because they took care of me.
I wasn't gonna drink during this, but now I see no fucking way I'm getting through it without it.
Yeah, where's that shot of tequila?
All right, it's right there. It's Cabo Wabo sitting right there if you want some. I got to be a little bit a part of your journey the past year because you came for Christmas, especially, and a couple other times to help with some charity stuff that we've done, and I'm just glad you've been a part of it. And I think
Josh, I don't even know if you know this, so I'm not trying to punch you in the gut right now, but I literally met you 3 weeks before my dad died. And I firmly believe that it was 1,000% for a reason. And that reason was just for you being who you are and letting people be who they are unapologetically. And yes, you may have said that I talked too much the first time you met me, but you have realized that, yeah, I talk a lot, but it's because I want people to know that no matter how dark you are or how dark your days are, that somebody out there loves you. And if no one else does, I always will. And Josh made me realize that it doesn't matter where you come from or what your path is, your past, my bad, that if you're a good person, good people find you. And the universe brings you the people that you're supposed to have. And the universe brought Josh Terry to me 3 weeks before I lost the most important person in my life. And right before that, Josh's dad had a horrible accident. So in me losing my dad, Josh was going through some things, and we kind of both got to be there. And no, it's not the same because his dad is still here, but he still got to understand a little bit of pain and seeing your dad be helpless because your dad broke his neck.
Yeah.
And kind of
C1 or C2
was kind of helpless, and you see the strongest man you've ever known, nothing you can really do for him.
Well, fuck you.
I love you too.
I had to put my glasses on because I could already see where this shit's going. Yeah, I'm finna be a crybaby. No, everything happens for a reason. People, like, you don't know who gets dropped in your life and why and when. You just always need something. And like with me and you, we kind of, when we first met, we bounced back and forth off of each other and everything, and it was cool. And then bad shit happened. But I'm just as grateful for you. I'm grateful for everybody. You know how many people between helping Daddy, because he ain't had no insurance or nothing whenever he broke his neck, and people came together to help him, but then losing Papa Christmas morning. Boy, let me tell you, I had people out of nowhere that just all of a sudden they knew I was losing my shit. This studio had at any point in time. I remember one morning I was like drunk at 4:00 in the morning, hadn't been to sleep, probably took a lot of Adderall, and couldn't sleep and was just in my feels. And there's somebody on Snapchat. I think Alexis is even me and hers rode dirt roads late one night because of it. And
He didn't let me touch the radio.
the what?
Nothing.
He never lets you touch the radio. He may play a song that you request
Maybe
if he thinks it's a good song.
if I don't fucking touch my radio. But no, like it's people get dropped in there when they're supposed to. Like me and you might not have been as close if we would have met at a different point in time.
Absolutely.
And then I got to see kind of what a great fucking person you were. The charity events and stuff I do just mean a lot to me because I shouldn't be in the position I am in life just for fucking being good at talking and being opinionated. Like there's no reason why this ought to be my life. And like so, anytime I do something that helps others, that's kind of like that's the cross I want to bear. And when you get people like you that went above and like a beyond, you get to. I know why you're around me and why you can come to this studio whenever. So I think your dad be fucking proud of you.
Can I interrupt?
I knew you was going to.
Okay,
I don't know
first
why
of
you
all,
fucking asked.
the first thing I want to say, don't ever build up Josh Terry's head like that ever again. Like, it just fucking exploded over there in that chair. I know for a fact that it did. Like, don't ever. He doesn't need any more, okay? First of all. Second of all, like, only from, like, the last, like, 15, 20 minutes that we've met, like, I'm so happy that, like, you share your story not for anyone else's benefit. It's, like, literally so that people can share your story and that you can be like, hey, you know what, shit sucks and like this is what happened and there's a whole other side and like you can make it through it. I think that's so selfless, and I just think that's very like admirable and like that's like good people shit.
I'm gonna lose.
I love that though.
You're supposed to. That's why. Hey, look, I knew you were gonna cry. No shit. That's why when Alexis messaged me a while ago, I was like, I'm just gonna put a microphone in front of this bitch.
I'm
like
just an emotional
she's
person
gonna
in
cheer.
general.
I am too. I'm a fucking crybaby.
But there's bad parts of life and like technically, you know, like on the other side there's really good parts because even though shit sucks, like we learned something like
Well, you're supposed to. You're supposed
Absolutely.
to like. Not every day is gonna be beautiful, and the second you realize to like appreciate those bad days just as much as the good ones.
I'm not for like bad days. I believe in bad moments because I don't want my whole day to be bad. So
You
like,
get an hour, and then you play some trap music and remember who the fuck you
hey, I'm a sandwicher. Like positive, negative, positive. Like that's my life.
I've got mental health issues, bitches. My
Same.
days are bad.
are. Same.
Bad
Let me not
days.
take my medicine.
Yeah, no, but that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to have a support system. You're supposed to be able to have people around you that on those bad moments, Alexis, that they remind you, hey, it's just a fucking moment. Even if you look at it as a bad day, it's a bad day. It's not a bad life.
And I can say that my dad instilled some things in me growing up. And one thing he always told me was that if you can count your true friends on one hand, then you are blessed. And I need both of my hands and some of my toes because I am 1,000. I am so blessed.
You're
with
going to
the
make me fucking
support
drink liquor. I want you to know that. I'm
that
trying
I
to make you
have.
laugh so you can get it
I
out.
know. But the support that I have for all of them, they are so great. And I can't be like, oh, this is my best friend because they all have come at me at different walks of life and met me in different moments. But when you fall flat on the ground and you have what you feel like is absolutely no one, we're gonna back up for a second. Whew, here we go.
You take your time. We're here for you and your message.
So, I am an only child. I am Daddy's little girl, and I will always be his baby. And he was my best friend. And he wasn't just my dad because he was the one person that I always knew had my back, and I could say what I want and do what I want, and nobody was going to step to me because, well, He was 6'4" and about 330 pounds. So get to stepping if you want. And he also worked in the prison system for like 30 years. So, but he was the best man that I've ever known, and he taught me so much. And the one thing that will always be us is baseball. And he was 42 years old when I was born, and he only worked for about 8 years after that, and he retired. And so everything, Dad was there. I got to go golfing with him, and like I thought I was so cool putting the little sand in the little, when you like mess the green up.
Yes.
And he was always there, so we did everything together. And I moved in January of 2018 to Miami, Florida. And I stayed for about a year and a half. And when I left, I know that I broke his heart because I was his baby. And I was the only thing in this world that he ever truly loved besides baseball. And so I left, and I went down there. I left for me. I needed to show myself that I could leave and I could make it, because I knew that eventually a day was going to come where I wasn't going to have him, and I needed to know how to fly. And May of 2019, his health just started going down. He always had health problems. Like, he had very bad circulation, had like 32 surgeries on his leg. But his health started going down, and I didn't want to leave Miami. I loved my job. I worked for BMW. I met some of the greatest people in South Florida. My networking is where it is now for the opportunities and the places that I was in. But I knew that I could work wherever for the rest of my life. But I would never forgive myself if I didn't come home and take care of the man that had always taken care of me. And so I moved. I didn't move all the way back home. I moved to Jacksonville, which is like an hour from me. So I was back and forth. And then October of 2019, he just started going down. And I thought I was going to lose him. He was in the hospital in Jacksonville. And I had kind of you don't ever prepare for losing your parent. But you try to put yourself in the mindset that, okay, it might be here. And it wasn't. I got to keep him. And so I moved back home officially in October of 2019. And I was there until I lost him in June of 2021. And to see the strongest man you've ever known go downhill every day, slowly, it is a torture. Because your whole life he's been strong. Your whole life he's done everything like he was Superman. And to just see a man that was so independent and so strong and so stubborn. I know, I get it from you. Thank you. But just to see him go down and to know that there was nothing I could do but just be present and live in those moments and love him harder, take a bunch of videos, make him, annoy the shit out of him, because he was hard. He was a tough old man. But if you ever walked in his house and he liked you, that was it. You'd always want to come back. There have been times that I've came home from school and my friends have been chilling at my house with my dad. He was just a great man, and he loved my girls. That one sitting over there, sometimes I think he might have loved more than me. And he had a relationship with them. He had a nickname for every single one of them. They were his children also. And so in January of 2021, we had a hard conversation. And I don't do good with change. I don't like it at all. And in that moment when we had the conversation and he finally said, "Look, baby, the days are getting shorter," I left and I came to Lachelle's house because I didn't know what else to do. I knew that if I came and just laid in her bed and cried, maybe it would make me feel better. It did for the moment. And then his birthday rolled around in February, and it was Super Bowl. We had a Super Bowl party and a birthday party, and all of his favorite people came. And that day, I really knew then that that was going to be the last birthday I got with him, because he just couldn't walk. It was just a struggle to get from his bed to his recliner. And then Memorial Day weekend, he fell, and I wasn't home. And it's one of those moments that you'll beat yourself up forever, because it's like I should have went back. And then 3 weeks later, he was gone. And the day of, I don't really remember, guys. Trauma has a way of blocking those things out.
Yes, it does.
It's supposed to.
It does have a way. One of the last things I remember is I was laying in his bed, and we were casting our all-star picks, and he was absolutely pissed off because they had moved the all-star game from Atlanta to Colorado. And
Fuck you, Stacey Abrams.
he was gonna buy me. He was gonna buy me tickets.
She sponsors this show though, so I could say that.
And they moved it, so he was pissed. But we still casted our ballots, and he was just, I guess in his way, he was saying goodbye, and I didn't realize it, because I guess I didn't want to realize that he was saying goodbye. But he just told me to always know how much he loved me, and to never, ever give up. Because if I gave up, then it all was for nothing. And he said, "You're my child, and you have my strength. So I know you're going to make it." And he just kept telling me how much he loved me, and how these green eyes was going to fuck a man up one day. Where's he at?
Boys have titties. Anyway, boys
I'm
have
finna go
titties.
fucking play in traffic, dude.
No, wait. I wasn't.
God.
No, but I wasn't sure where to interrupt. But I wanted to say, like, the greatest part ever is, like, the story about your dad is, like, he was just like, "Bitch, you're strong. I ain't worried about you." He was like, "You're strong. You know what? I've instilled all these things in you. I'm not worried about you." Like,
Yeah, I get that. I like that too.
oh, that's like good stuff, though.
He just raised me that you never rely on anyone to take care of you. And mainly he was saying in a man's aspect, because one day that man may come home and he might decide that he don't love you anymore. And then what are you going to do? Because you put everything into him. You let him provide. And my dad was just, I mean, he took care of me. Like, guys, when I say I didn't know how to pay a fucking bill until June of last year, I didn't know how to pay a fucking bill besides my cell phone.
You asked the creditors that called me. I still don't.
Like, I did not know how to pay bills, because I never had to do it. Because before the show started, I told you that he grew up dirt poor.
Yeah.
And so when I tell you that that man worked his ass off to give me a life that he never had, and he never apologized for it. And I think that's another thing, the reason I love him so much, is because people always try to make him feel bad for, oh, Lauren's 25 years old and still lives in your house, and you still pay all this. And he was like, okay, and she's my daughter. Like,
Yeah.
I would let Gracie do it in a heartbeat. I'd let her live with me as long as she wanted to.
yeah. And also in the same aspect, like, I'm taking care of him. So people don't see the nitty gritty that goes into it. Like, if you weren't in my close circle the last 6 months of Pops' life, you don't fully understand what I was going through. Every day was a battle, because I have to get up and put on this smile knowing that the man I love the most is just deteriorating.
Oh yeah, I skipped this part, but I was thinking about this. I was thinking like when you moved away, like how he felt and stuff. But like I guarantee you, like while you were gone, like in my mind, I just had like this whole entire like basically trip, I guess, about like the things that he probably said about you. And he was probably like, my daughter's a bad bitch. Like she moved to fucking Miami.
He
My
probably
daughter's
knew you
like
needed
living her
to.
best life. Like she has more balls than anybody that I know.
'Cause
Like
I just
she's
picked
living
up
that
in-
good life.
Like I just picked up.
Why the fuck Miami though?
Why not Miami though?
Okay,
That's what
I
you
was
should be
technically
saying.
in Fort Lauderdale, but it's easier to just say Miami.
Yeah, that's good.
But I had a friend reach out to me and was like, "Hey, I think you need to change the scenery. I think you should come down and see the place." And I went down there and I went to the dealership and I met everyone and I was like, "All right," filled out an application, got hired, took a drug test. Okay, you can start tomorrow. Like, you can start in 2 weeks. I'm like, whoa. I
passed the drug test. What?
I passed the drug test. Hold on. Who pee y'all tested? It wasn't mine. It was not mine.
But imagine how
This
proud
show
I
is
get
sponsored
so
by
much
drugs.
like gosh. I bet he was so proud though. Like even though behind he was sad you left, he was probably like you ventured out on your own. You did your own thing. Like you're a strong, independent woman. Like boss bitch shit.
Well, all of us know, like I have it in my head all the time
Oof.
when like Gracie, when she backs off of doing something, like you get sad, but at the same time you're like, I want my child to be independent. Like I want them to be able to do all this shit, to not have me to be there to hold their hand, because unfortunately, one day you're not, and you want to be able to see your child do that. So the fact that he got to see you. That's kind of like in my mind, if this was like the shoe on the other foot here, I would know that I could just go through what I was going through and be at peace at what I was going through because you're going to be okay when I'm gone.
Yes.
And the whole time I was there, this is just the man that he is. I never bought groceries. He paid for my groceries because that was just, till the day he died, never ever, even when I was making like money or had money, I never paid for my food because he said, "You are my child and I brought you into this world and it's my job to feed you."
No, Gracie
All the daddies better step
get
their
a fucking
fucking
job.
game up real quick, Josh
Disagree.
Terry.
Gracie better get a fucking job and soon. That goddamn grocery bill getting high. No, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're like our baby girls are supposed to be our responsibility. Now, but
they're also strong, independent women who will probably kick your ass if you keep talking shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, you've been around Gracie. You
The
know good
thing
and damn
was
well she
it.
will.
The thing with me is I don't care how big you are, how tall you are. Baby, we'll go nose to nose. I'll hit a grown man. I'm not scared.
I love
now, you
that.
might whoop my ass.
Yeah.
But you going to know who gave you
Yeah.
the
Look, I'll go ahead
Yes.
and tell you, if I was to get in a fight tonight, I would take you two bitches over 90% of my guy friends.
You should. You should. Yeah.
Because I got to
promise
lose?
you.
Somebody going to take care of Theo.
That's
Theo is
right.
my dog, by the way.
I promise you, both of you could whip Lee Tucker's ass, and I would fucking pay to watch it.
Well, Lee, is he still crippled?
Is he still crippled?
Like, his knee.
Mentally.
No, Lee, I'm not talking shit about you when you hear this either. I'm asking if your knee is still injured.
No, his knee ain't injured. Fuck him. His knee was fuck him. That bitch. He wanted to sit here and tell this whole long ass story about he hurt his knee. That bitch had gout. That bitch had the gout. That's all. He didn't hurt his knee. It wasn't like he tripped over something.
If I gave him the opportunity to explain that he had gout, I probably wouldn't hit him. But if I didn't
I
know,
would-
I would hit him.
But
So,
I'm not just gonna like walk up and just like
Oh,
want to fight
yeah,
some dude.
same,
but
same,
if you
same.
pop
Alexis
off
would.
and
Same.
say some disrespectful shit, nah, we can go toe to toe. I ain't scared because you don't disrespect me. My daddy didn't disrespect
Agreed.
me.
Agreed.
My daddy didn't hit me. Ain't no man gonna hit me. And if you do, kill me
Cheers.
because I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you when I come back. Like,
That's why I would put both you bitches in my corner. Right there. My guy friends would be like, I don't know. Should I hit this bitch? And y'all like, fuck that motherfucker.
You don't hit me, I'm gonna hit your ass first.
I'm putting his ass down. Yeah, absolutely not. I wouldn't fuck with either one of y'all.
but I'm like
scared.
the biggest sap ever. Like I love love, so I'm a lover.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm the
also
same.
don't cross me.
I love love.
I'm a fucking
cross
crybaby.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I am like try to be like sweet and romantic and all this kind of shit. But you fuck with me, it's on. I will roll.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call my bitches. There's about 15 of them, and they gonna roll up too. Now, some of them will not fight, but they will be there for moral support.
My guy friends won't. My guy friends are bitches. Like there is not. I know Dustin would do it. Cody Wiggins would do it, and probably Neil would do it. The rest of my guy
Neil's
friends,
full intimidation.
yeah,
is
all
what
he would
Neil
have to
is.
do is walk his
stand
big
up.
fucking ass.
But I'm gonna jump on Neil's back if
That's
he
all that
shows
big
up.
motherfucker
If
had to
Neil's
do.
at a fight that I'm at,
back.
I'm gonna jump on his back. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some real fucked up shit to
No,
him
the
too.
rest of
like-
my friends like, no, we need to talk this out, guys. This is
Nah,
not
fuck
the
that
way
talking shit.
adults act. Fuck
I
that
al-
shit.
I al- I
We
always,
ain't in high
I
school no
always
more.
try to
We
talk.
grown. So if you got disrespectful, we'll take this disrespectful ass whipping. Like,
You can ask.
Fuck yeah.
You can ask Ellie. The last time we got into our physical alternative, this is what I said. Hey, ma'am, this is my face. Look. Hey, ma'am, I guarantee this is not what you want. You need to find an alternate route. And
go
then
play
it
with
turned
somebody
into
safe.
a whole
go
fucking
play with somebody
fist
safe.
fight.
It's not me.
Bitch, you could say that to me and I would find an alternate route.
Good
I'm not
idea,
fighting
smart
you.
man.
I'm gonna say, like, intervene for a funny moment.
like
Kevin
it.
Hart has
I
a
love
stand
Kevin
up, and he's like, you know, a bitch is crazy when she go from talking like this to, I know you got me fucked up.
I don't.
And that's me.
I don't.
I'll be
ever.
crying, and then I'll be like this right here.
Oh, see, that's when you gotta worry about me. If I'm so mad that you see tears in my eyes, get the
You better
fuck
run.
out the
Run.
way.
Yeah.
Run.
Because something bad is fixing to
No.
fucking
Yeah,
happen.
I cry when I get mad.
Ooh,
So
I
I
do too.
smile when I get mad. I'm like,
Oh no, I do the smirk.
I'm
yeah.
like, hey, bad idea. Let's don't do this, okay? And they're like, excuse me.
I'm,
like,
I'm smiling
like,
and
no.
crying, like
no, not a good idea.
tears in my eyes, but still smiling
Yeah.
like you want to go.
The whole time, I'm like,
Oh yeah, if you see me smirking at a motherfucker and he's talking shit, I've drank enough to where I'm not gonna cry, but I'm fixing to murder
Oh, no.
this person. This person is fixing to get hit with a left, right, and 1,000 other pieces. All
And
right.
I got long ass legs, so don't let me kick your ass, cause
people don't know about big bitches. Like, when you come in and you're tall, it's like, mother, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm a big bitch. When I come in, like, you better move the fuck
baby, I'm
over.
5'11". Like,
I take up space, so you better
and
give me
don't
my
let
space.
a motherfucker shorter than me try to talk shit to me. Bitch,
Same.
when you can look me in my eyes, you can talk shit.
So even if it's a dude, I'm like, you better sit down real fucking quick, because I'm going to sit on your ass. I'm going to sit on your shoulder, actually. So you better back the fuck up. And they're
that's when you look at a short dude in the eyes and be like, calm down, ma'am. Like, I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down.
I'm like, you got choices. Don't pick the wrong one.
Oh.
Y'all are scary. I like this.
Me too.
Let a bitch talk some shit to me. I'm like, look, I got 2 girls. If you want to run them, we'll run them right now.
Next time, say I got 2 big bitches that will sit on your
I know,
shoulder.
I'm
if you
not
talk
gonna
Big
say
shit.
that.
body bins.
No,
big
I'm-
body
Body
bins.
bins.
Dusty.
I like that. I like that.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't tell them. And then when they pull up, I'd
Nah,
be like,
you want them to be shocked.
Yeah.
Like,
When y'all
don't
get out-
tell them what they got coming.
when y'all get out of the fucking tour bus, I want to be like, hey, look, I brought bitches from the WNBA to whoop your ass.
From South Georgia
Yeah.
here.
I don't want them to have time to prepare for this ass whooping. Like,
Nah.
I want y'all to dunk on them bitches.
Y'all, but you know what though? Like, okay, maybe here it's whatever, but like in other places, like there have been multiple times I've gotten myself in a situation
Not you.
in Atlanta, we'll say that, and I'm like, hey, you want to listen? You want to go outside? You want to go outside? And they're like, for what? What are we gonna go outside for? I'm like, well, we're gonna talk about it outside. And they're like, I'm so confused. I'm like, I'm about to put my fucking hands on you is what I'm about to do. And they're like, but why? And I'm like, because that's what we do. Like, you know, we can't agree. We have to disagree. And then we have to
90%
fuck
of
shit
the
up.
arguments that I have gotten into with men have been about sports. Because
Mm.
men just think, oh, you're a girl, you don't know shit. La la la, cleat chaser. Shut the fuck up. And they
Yeah.
always start arguing with me, and I'm like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this.
No.
And then when I prove them wrong, that's when they get disrespectful. And I'm like, just take your hell, bro.
Just say, you know what? You were right. I was wrong. Move along.
I wouldn't argue with y'all about a goddamn
You're-
thing.
you're
'Cause
smarter than I
I would
thought,
be
Josh.
scared where the fuck it would end up.
Oh, see, that my mouth is loose and reckless. And I might say that.
Everyone in this room knows that this mouth will have a smart ass comment in the drop of a hat, and it's either you finna laugh or you fixing to get up fucking set. And I forget sometimes when I'm around people that not everybody knows my sense of humor, and all I do is talk shit.
Facts.
So sometimes that shit would be like, like I told this little bitch not long ago I was gonna put her in my back pocket and take her home,
I think
She did
that's
not
kinda
think
cute,
that was
though.
funny at all.
I think that's really cute, actually. Like,
She did
I
not.
would say, let me see your pocket.
I'm like, boy, I'm trying to ride in your pocket. What you trying to do?
Let me
That's
see
I would
what else
say.
is it down here while I'm in this pocket.
Y'all are not going to get this joke. Only like 1% of anybody listed is going to get this joke. In order to put either one of you bitches in my back pocket, I'd have to have Bugle Boy jeans from back in the 90s.
Agreed. Or Jinkos. Jinkos? Or that
Was
what
that what they
call
were
it?
called?
What was the other ones like?
Jinkos.
The one where you
Fat
could put a
Alberts or
hole in the
something,
ground
like-
swimming pool in your back pocket in them
Jinkos.
goddamn jeans. Were they called Jukos?
Jinkos are the wide legs that were. They had zippers on them too. They
Yeah,
were
but the
Jinkos.
back pockets literally went from your fucking spine to your ankle. Your
I'll
whole back of
do
your
that.
leg was a fucking pocket.
I wanna
The
do-
goth
let's do a
kids used to wear them
visual.
in high school.
I'll look those up. I had Jinko jeans back in the day, and
You
like
seem like the type of bitch that would have Jinko jeans.
with a tank top. Jinko jeans and a tank top. Hey.
See, I can say that to y'all. If I was to say that to another woman ever, I would get slapped. I would get the shit knocked out of me because not a lot of people know how to take me.
No, but my philosophy is like if I know you and I know what your
Yeah.
intentions are, you'll never offend me. Like people who I know and I'm like, your intentions aren't to offend me.
Yeah.
You're being funny. You're not gonna ever. You will
See,
never.
that's what.
offend
That's
me,
why I
ever.
like you so fucking
Ever.
much. So
But it's when your intentions aren't from like a good place that's when we don't.
Yeah, so if we run into some fuck boys, they're like, "Oh, we trying to be funny." I'm like, "Oh, we about to be real
We about to
funny.
be real
We about to
funny
be
with-
real funny over here." But like, if you're by a friend and you're like, "Yeah," I'm like, "All right, yeah, that's funny."
Like
Paul."
I'm not gonna say they're my friends anymore, but I used to have some friends.
You should be picky about your friends.
And when I tell y'all I've been called every name under the sun, like I've been called every name under the sun.
Somebody
So,
called me Lurch one time.
baby,
I love that.
I got called Shrek,
I love
Fiona,
it. I love it.
linebacker, Big Bird, school bus.
y'all want to see Shrek? Go look at me without a fucking beard.
I thought
literally
Gracie
could-
said you
I
were a
could
leprechaun.
Have fucking doubled as Shrek. It's very disheartening. I see. If you look at me, if you look at my ass without a beard, it's like, oh, that's the motherfucker that was the stunt double in part 3. He's the one that fell down the stairs and fucked with Farquaad. Yeah, like I was a ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, and I think that's another reason. Like, I guess my dad just like
Yes.
words are just words.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes they fucking hurt, but I mean, it's how you take it, and like,
Well, it's perspective.
Yeah.
I learned not long ago, there was something I was reading. And if you don't allow someone to hurt your feelings, they can't hurt your feelings. So you can sit here and you can say whatever the fuck you want to about me.
Yes.
If I know that whatever you're saying is bullshit or coming from an insecure place with you, if I don't allow your bullshit to affect me, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
You're just projecting something that trauma, bullshit, whatever.
because anytime anybody has ever like we've gotten a disagreement or an argument, and it's mainly dudes, sometimes it's girls, but the first thing they want to come for is like be like, "Oh, you're fat," and I'm like, I'm not insecure about myself. I love me.
You're 5'11".
Right.
You're not fat.
My first response every time is, "That ain't what your daddy said last night." Every time I'm always like, "That ain't what your daddy said last night,"
And
or your mama, whichever.
I love for one that like low key done slid in my DMs and try to talk some shit. Get your little dick having ass out.
Yes.
You only mad because you ain't have enough dick to clap.
Yeah.
So sit the fuck down.
See, this was gonna be sad. Now we're talking about ass clapping.
I love
I didn't
it.
see.
Pops
I,
would be
love
so
it.
proud.
I
love
didn't
it.
see it going on that road, but I am fucking here for it.
Pops would be so proud.
My favorite is the other day. This went with him, and I was like, "You know what? You have some serious like LDE," and he was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "You got that real little dick energy." And he was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Yeah, that's your problem. You got a little
You
dick."
trying to come for me about what
No.
you think I'm insecure
Nope.
about, but I'm not. And the only thing I was ever insecure about was my lips. And baby, we on round number 7 of injections. So what you gonna say now?
What was wrong with your lips?
They
Everybody wants big. Everybody.
didn't
All
Why do
girls
you want big lips?
No.
I don't
No, no,
understand
no,
the
no,
big
no,
lips.
no, no. When I say my top lip was it wasn't there. Like
what
it
do
was
they call
not
it?
there.
DSL?
Dick sucking lips.
Baby, but I had no lips, but I never had no complaints. Check the facts. Check the screenshots.
Hey, you know what else?
Don't come for me. I
My,
ain't sent
my
for you,
forehead don't
baby.
move. I might look surprised, but my forehead does not move ever because I be getting every
Freeze
time.
it. In the words of Ricky, Papa needs to freeze the forehead.
Exactly.
Y'all
you
are
can't-
all fucking idiots.
Can't really do
I've
it.
not had Botox yet.
Me either. It ain't Botox. It was a filler, so it's not the same.
What?
I got all kind of fill up in these lips. Just got them done yesterday.
Lips and my forehead. I'm like,
I grew up with the biggest fucking lips of any white boy you've ever seen.
we can't see it under your beard, Josh.
I know you can't now. They're fucking massive. I can eat a fucking apple through a barbed wire fence without touching the fence.
You
I
know
got-
the
I
greatest
got a
compliment
grummet.
I ever heard? Sorry, Pops, you're going to hear this up there.
I
but
like it.
Whatever. Sorry, Mom. This dude told me one time, he said, I swear to God, you can suck a golf ball through a water hose.
Oh my
and I
gosh.
said, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wait, I actually heard that for the first time today, and then somebody else said something about sucking peanut butter through a straw.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, whoa.
It would take some goddamn talent to suck
some
peanut butter through a
suckage to
straw.
get peanut butter
I've
through a
never
straw.
heard that one.
But
That
I've-
sounds like a TikTok challenge that I probably could do.
Oh, I want to play. I want to play.
I will go get some peanut butter and straw right now
Like we need to
to
start
see
warming
both
up
of
our
you blow
jaws.
your fucking necks out trying to suck peanut butter through a straw.
I don't know. I mean,
There's no way you can suck peanut butter through a
actually,
straw.
I can't do that today because I just got my lips done and I can't.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do
um,
straws
that
at
kind
all.
of
Yeah,
activity
agreed,
for 2
agreed.
weeks.
I'll
but
respect
holla
Do
that.
at
they
me in 2
literally
weeks.
tell
I
you when you get your lips
respect it.
full? Hey,
I
Oh
look,
yeah,
ma'am,
hey,
you
she
can't suck
literally-
dick for a period
she
of
says
2 weeks.
no oral sex for 2 weeks, no kissing for 2 days. Yeah, because you got to let it heal and like find its place. You don't want it up here because you was.
That's
No.
like similar to what my wax lady tells me. She's
I'm
like,
not a
"I'll
vanilla
wax
type
you,
girl.
bitch."
I don't
like,
vanilla suck dick. Like what? No. So, oh my god,
We got on a
This was
whole
not
nother
supposed
level.
to be what we
Let's
were
go
talking
back.
about.
Jesus, I just want to tell you, I came here for the right intentions. This was to promote mental health and
And
Oh,
we're talking
Oh,
about
other-
DSL. So,
Okay. We're gonna
Rewind.
We'll go
Fast
back.
forward.
We'll go back. So
God, I just about made a horrible joke.
yeah, I want to hear it. Josh, go. I want to hear it. I like your horrible jokes. They're good.
No, because they're not here to. All right, so I'll tell y'all this. Fuck it. They've been on the show. I'm pretty sure they've said the joke on the show. So we've got a friend that's in country music, and her dad passed away not long ago. It's been like a year or two, and so anyway, she always talks about it, but she like does it now to where she makes jokes that make everybody else awkward about it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's just like her defense mechanism or whatever.
Mine too.
And I was just thinking, if I was her when y'all was just talking about that, this is what she would have said. She was like, "Hey, well, enough with the dick sucking jokes. Let's talk about the dead dads now."
oh, shit.
Like,
I'm fine.
That's
I'm
what
fine
she
with that.
would have said, though. Like, but she does it because she wants like everybody not to be awkward around
Yeah,
her.
I like that.
Yeah, but we're awkward around her.
Well, you're awkward after she makes the joke, and you're like, should we laugh or not laugh?
That's
I'm
exactly right.
confused.
Because like she did it one day in a truck to all of us, and we're just sitting there, and she had never done it before, and we're like, "What the fuck do we say? Like, am I supposed to laugh?"
listen, when you lose a parent to suicide, you don't realize how many things, people, movies, TV shows,
Oh God.
Yeah.
reference. My friends, shout out McKinley because he fucks himself up every time and he just commits after he says it. I love you though. He'll be like, "Oh, give me a rope. I'm about to go off myself," or like the hand motion, and I'm like,
Yes.
too soon, guys, too
Yeah,
soon, too soon."
agreed,
Like,
agreed.
But now it's just kind of like you got to have thick skin because you're gonna
Yeah.
hear the word suicide. It doesn't go away, and I think for the past year, I'm not gonna say I was running away, but I was so closed that I didn't want the world to know because I never want anyone to think that my dad was weak and that's why he done it. And this goes back to the mental health.
Yeah.
His brain was 100% there. His physical body was gone. But when I tell you that this man prepared, he had done everything. When I say everything, he had put everything in my name. I never had to.
That's strong shit for him to go ahead and fucking prepare for it to like make sure you didn't have to worry about it
To
to like
sell
do it.
everything that he knew I wasn't gonna need.
Yeah.
Like he prepared, and
And who does that? Like, who mentally
a man
prepares
that
themselves that
a
way?
man that loves you.
Papa did it in 2015. He didn't die till this year.
Yeah.
We found out when we went to the funeral home. That
Those are strong
dad had paid for-
motherfuckers.
We made-
My
though.
dad had paid for his funeral. He
Yeah.
had picked his pallbearers out. The only thing I did was pick the songs because that's what I always wanted.
Yeah.
Because I want to say goodbye to you the way I know how.
That's so much strength.
And there's a song, and it's called Dad. And when I tell you, there's chill bumps on my arms right now. That song and Till You Can't by Cody Johnson. If I hear it, I'm going to cry.
Yep.
Because in the song with Cody Johnson, it says, take that phone call from your mama.
Yep. Yeah, I can't.
Wait, but it's been like a year, right?
It has been a year.
But I, in my own experience, give it a little bit longer, and like that song, I feel like will make you be like, fucking rock and
I played
roll.
Give
I hope.
Heaven Some Hell
Ooh,
at his
it's
funeral.
the best.
And it made me sad. And in March of this year, I went and saw Hardy in concert. And I heard
gosh,
his
he's the best.
message behind the song.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everything that he said, and then seeing it live. And I have a video on my phone, and it's like the perfect thing because he like takes his beer, makes a toast, and like salutes
Yes.
and says, "Give heaven some hell." And it was therapeutic for me.
Well, you know that the person that you love who is in heaven is definitely
Giving heaven
some
baby, because
fucking
he,
hell.
He gave hell on this earth.
Oh,
okay?
that's right.
Hell on this earth. But so going back to that day, it was a Wednesday, and I was laying in his bed, and we were casting our votes for the All-Star game, and I don't really remember much after that. He had woke up that morning and he couldn't use the bathroom, and he wanted to go to the hospital. And so he got up and he managed to put his clothes on, and he walked to the living room. And I said, "Okay, I'm going to go get the bus, and I'll get your wheelchair so you can get on the bus." And he said, "No, baby girl, I'm not going." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he looked at me and he said, "I love you." And I went to my room and I screamed very loudly. And then I got in my car and I left, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I had an idea. And people will ask, "Why didn't you stop him?" What do you do? What do you do? Do you stop it in that moment? But the next time you leave, it happens. Like, I don't beat myself up. And no
shouldn't.
matter what anyone
No.
says, I will never have grief in this, because I know the hell that he was going through. For you not to be able to get out of your bed, that is no quality of life, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And about an hour later, I got a call. And I had to go back to my house and say, like, this is my house. And then I don't really remember anything much after that. I will say, shout out to the sheriff's department, because they went above and beyond their call of duty in that moment. Because they went in my house and they found bleach, and they scrubbed and they scrubbed and they scrubbed my front porch to where you would never even known that anything had happened. And they spent hours searching for the bullet, because they didn't want me to find it. They didn't want me to just walk outside one day and see it. And the next thing I remember in that moment, in that day, was it was 11 o'clock at night, and all of my best friends were at my house, and they were telling me that I was going to eat these Zaxby's chicken tenders, that I didn't have a choice. And I said, "No, I'm not hungry." And they're like, "Okay, you hold her mouth, and we're about to put this chicken in. Like, you don't have a choice, Lauren. You have to eat." And I'm not hungry. Like,
That's good friends. That's good people.
I'm not hungry. And they made me eat. Like, they made me eat those 3 chicken tenders. And we just laughed and kind of reminisced and talked about the different, because every single one of my friends would tell you a different story about Pops, because he meant something different to all of them, but they all had a relationship with him. He loved watching their kids grow up on Facebook. You could bet that if you posted a picture, he was going to comment and say, "You looking good today," or just say something. He loved my friends because they were his children. They spent hours. His house was a safe house. You could come there, you could be yourself. There was no judgment. He was not going to care if you brought a dude over and done what you done. He was not going to judge you. Like, you were safe there, and you always knew that you were loved, and you were never going to be hungry because he was going to make you eat. Like,
But he also knew how much those people meant to you and how much you loved them, and that's why he carried them where he carried them.
and my dad, now granted, he was an old man. He was 72 when he died.
That ain't old.
He was raised in the heart of, like, he was raised very old school. And I have a gay best friend, and he is the life of the party, but he is my heart and soul. And when I called him that day, he stayed up all night, got on a plane at 5 o'clock the next morning, and flew to me and did not leave for 11 days. But when I tell you that my dad and Ricky had a relationship, and anybody would be like, "What? Hold on, this gay man was in Wayne." I'm not gonna say my last name, but you might figure it out. But this gay man was in Wayne's house? What? But they had an inside joke.
Yeah, because you loved him.
And he knew how much Ricky meant to me. And while people have lives, people have jobs, people have families. So while my friends were there and they loved me, they have to return back to their life, you know? Like, you can't just stop your world just because my world flipped upside down. And so the days to follow were tough. And then it was his funeral. And it was on a Saturday. And then the next day was Father's Day. And it was dark. It was very, very dark there. And the day that he died, the Braves were 8.5 games back out of first place. And
my favorite story about the Braves. I do like that, actually.
It's
I see the Goosies from here.
yeah. They were 8.5 games back. And I love Dansby Swanson. He is beautiful, but he's also a great athlete. I watched him play in college. And that day, Dansby got a triple and a 3-run home run. And,
I love that you know that.
Why the fuck did that almost make me cry?
It's about
God damn, that literally almost got me. I was like, this bitch knew the box
That's
score.
it's about to hit you. So
Yeah, I don't want to.
we like to gamble, have fun. And roulette is my game. And so my number was 16. That was my dad's baseball number. He died on the 16th. The two numbers that are right beside 16 on the roulette wheel are 4 and 33. And if you're a true gambler, a true spinner will tell you that you put money on both of those because the ball can bounce.
It can bounce.
Yeah.
So he died on the 16th at 4:40. There's a 4, 16, and Dansby Swanson hits a triple and a 3-run home
3-3.
run. That's 33.
Hey.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
you. God.
And then, so the Braves go on this tangent and they start winning. And then it's like, whoa. And the last day of June 30th, my mom got us tickets and we went to the Braves game. And when I say, like, best seats I've probably ever had, Austin Riley almost fell in my lap. Thank you for almost giving me a heart attack with your big old booty. But I met Brian Jordan that night.
I've got to meet Brian.
And I know that was my dad. That was my childhood. That was my childhood with Brian Jordan, Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones, Ryan Klesko, like, Tom Glavine. That was my childhood. And so meeting him and, like, the way I got to meet him, where he was at, it was Pops. Like, I know it was Pops.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Braves just kind of start winning. And then they just kind of keep winning. And everyone's like, whoa, what's going on here? And then, so the playoffs start. And I went on a cruise the last week of September going into the first week of October. So I missed the last regular season games. And I get back, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, y'all, it's about to be playoff baseball. Like, what is about to happen? So we go to Milwaukee. We lose. We win. We come back. I go to both games.
I was right. Before you know what Brian Jordan's number was?
What?
It's 33. I knew that's what it was.
Oh, I love it.
I knew that's what it was.
And so playoffs roll around, and I go to the last two NLDS games against the Brewers, and we win. And I'm like, oh crap, okay. And then we're waiting on to see if it's going to be the Dodgers or the Giants. And if it was the Giants, we were going to have to go to San Francisco first. But if it was the Dodgers were going to have to come here. So Dodgers win. I'm like, oh shit, okay, tickets, got to get tickets. So
Serious.
I go to the first two. And I told, because I'm super superstitious about baseball, because like I said, it ties me back to my dad. Like, it's just one of those things. And I said that if we won in Atlanta and we got to LA and we lost the first game, I was flying to LA. Like, I was like, I'm not missing this. I trusted my gut, didn't fly, missed the last game for them when they clinched to go to the World Series, because I am a part-time photographer and was photographing a wedding that I'm still so happy I got to be a part of. But I was watching the game the entire time on my phone. And we come back, the game gets over, we win, and we know we're going. I booked my flight, I booked my hotel, don't even have tickets yet, but just book it.
Yeah.
And I'd never traveled anywhere by myself. But I just didn't have a friend that could just stop their life and just go to the World Series. It's not a cheap experience.
Call me
guys.
next time.
And so I just found a flight, got delayed on the runway because the Braves were taking off to go to Houston. Get to Houston, check in. When I say that my hotel is like from here, well, they're not going to be able to know this, guys. They're not going to see the distance, but it was like 2 blocks from the stadium, like on the same road. So I was very thankful, because I was like, well, at least there'll be thousands of people and no one can kidnap me. And so I went to
Bitch,
Houston.
ain't nobody gonna kidnap your ass. Like, you already said that. Like, who's gonna kidnap your ass?
So I'm in Houston and it's about to be game 1, and my emotions kind of set in, because I'm like, Pops, you brought us this far. Now we're gonna.
Oh, I love
we
that.
got this. And so we win the first game, and I was at the game, and I was like, oh my god, like, oh my god, my crazy. Then we lose the second game. All right, we got to come back to Atlanta. Come back, go to game 3, win game 3, win game 4. And I'm like, oh my God, we can win the World Series in Atlanta on game 5.
They
oh
couldn't.
Oh my God.
There
oh
was
my God.
no way that it could have happened in Atlanta.
Oh my God.
It would. We
It'd
would
have
have
been-
burnt.
Shut
down
up,
Atlanta.
dream killer,
They would've-
Josh.
No, I don't mean it like that. Like, the city of Atlanta would have got fucking burnt down.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
it had to happen where it happened.
I'm at game 5. It's freezing. And I can't find a flight back to Houston. And I start spazzing. And my mom is like, I'm like, I'll drive. I don't care. I'm not missing this.
Yeah.
I refresh my app and I find a ticket. And I'm like, Mom, I got to be at the airport at 11 o'clock in the morning, okay? I'm going to Houston. Get back to Houston. And
With Eversense, the long-term sensor helps me spend less time dealing with my CGM. I only need 2 sensor changes a year.
If you're on multiple doses of insulin, you might greatly benefit from the Eversense E3 CGM system, the only continuous glucose monitoring system that lasts for up to 6 months with 1 sensor. Still doing frequent sensor changes? Break free today with Eversense.
For important safety information and to learn more about Eversense, please visit eversensediabetes.com/safety.
Introducing Under Armour's Infinity High Sports Bra. Its ergonomic design is molded to support the natural movement of your body. With cord-out padding, the better breathability eliminates extra bulk without sacrificing support. And quick-dry padding is Under Armour's fastest-drying padding yet. When you're lifting heavy, running fast, and pushing yourself further than ever before, you need a bra that will help you go that extra mile and make you feel your best. Shop the Infinity High Sports Bra now at UA.com.
Jock Peterson, love you, Jockey Boy, released a whole article that day. And in that, he's talking about all the mishaps that the Braves had, losing Ronnie, being 8 games back, all the adversities that they come through, losing a starting pitcher, like everything. And he goes, and in the end of it, he goes, but you know what? We just might be those motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's the day.
And
Yeah.
I read it, and I'm like, you just have this feeling. You just know. I'm a very, like, spiritual, not religious, very spiritual.
Well, when anybody
person.
says we might be them motherfuckers,
Yeah.
it gasses up everybody. I remember the article.
Yeah.
It fucking got
Still
everybody
chills.
hyped. Yeah.
Still chills.
But
and
how
I just
magical. That's so
felt,
magical.
I just felt that I just felt that we were going to win. And so I had met the week before when we had the first 2 games, because I was there from Monday to Thursday. I had met a girl that I didn't know at the time, but she works for Fox 5 in Atlanta now. But at the time I didn't know, and I thought she was a player's wife. But I would talk to her the same way that I'm talking to you guys. People, now Densley Swanson might make me starstruck, but for the most part I could keep my shit together. And so we start talking, and we're talking about wine. And the more we talk, the more she is like learning that I just lost my dad, and the Braves were our thing.
And they all had the love for the Braves.
And we had a great like connection. So fast forward back to the day of Game 6. And I'm like, we have to pregame. Like, we have to pregame. And so she comes to my room, and like we pregame. And I got ready, and also, I'd wore my Swanson jersey throughout the whole entire playoffs. And I didn't wash it. I was like, I'm going to wash the luck away. Like, I didn't wash it. And that day, I'm like, we lost Game 5 when I wore it. Do I still wear it anyways? And I'm like, no. And I grabbed my Jock Peterson jersey.
Yeah.
And I put my Jock jersey on. And we go to the game, and we win. And I'm squalling my eyeballs out. I run down for the celebration, get a piece of the confetti. And it was the full circle moment that I needed to know that, yes, I lost the best person in my whole entire life.
The person who brought you to all of that. The
Yes.
person who brought you to all of that.
All of this. But to see them win it and know that, like, Pops, that was you.
That was his victory, too.
That was you. And I got to be there. And it's one of those life experiences that's like, I will forever be thankful for it.
You should.
No, like, for the rest of my life, that I got to be there. And I got to be a part of history and know that my angel in the sky was there the entire time.
I know, that's my saddest part, is that, like, that's my saddest part, personally, selfishly, that you didn't get to share it with him, but in a way,
you still got to share
you
it
got
with
to
him.
share it with him.
Yeah,
Yes.
100% still got to share it with you.
So I also went to the All-Star game last year, and I have a picture on my phone because I'm a big sunset person, and the sunset, and maybe it's just me, but it literally looks like there's like a face in the sky. And,
Absolutely.
And, it's just one of those moments. Like, it's just, baseball is it. And so after the World Series, we win, and I have to go to Vegas because 2 of my friends were getting married, 2 of my best friends, and I was in their wedding. And it's their bachelorette and bachelor party. And so I'm on this high. I go to Vegas, and then I come home, and reality sets in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have baseball. You don't have the one thing that you can just turn the TV on and feel your dad. So all these emotions and all these feelings come rushing, and you don't know what you're going to do. And when I say that my days got dark, they got really, really dark. And I didn't know if I was going to come out of it, because the one thing that could bring me out of it was gone for that year. And I think in those moments when you are alone and you have to face your demons and you have to sit with them.
You mean after the World Series, not
Yes.
the All-Star game?
Not the All-Star game. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
No, you're good.
After the
You're
World
good.
Series. When you're back home and life hits and you have to sit with your demons and you have to hear them, you find a strength, because I don't have a husband. I don't have a boyfriend. I didn't have anything that I could just fall apart on. And my strength comes in, if I fall apart, who's going to put me back together?
Yourself.
Who's going to do it? I don't have a choice. So when I fall apart and when I'm so weak, I don't let it define me, because I know
That you're a strong bitch, duh. Because that's who
I
your daddy
don't-
raised. A
Yeah,
strong
but you
bitch.
realize, like, those moments have to happen, and you're sitting there calling them demons. They don't have to be. They don't have to be demons.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't-
the
they don't have to
strength.
be.
Like, you have a lot
They don't
of
have to
strength.
be.
And your dad would be so fucking proud that he raised a strong ass woman like you to be like, shit sucks, but you know what? Like, this is good shit.
And I think I just find, like, I have moments where I'm sad. Of course, I miss my best friend.
I'm so proud of you.
I have my moments, but I also know that that body is not suffering, and it is running and
Absolutely.
fishing, and
It lives through you. It lives
I
through
will-
your story
he
today.
He will never die as long as I'm alive.
It's the selfish
Yes.
part of us that thinks about it that way.
Yes.
It's the selfish part of it. We
Yeah.
don't have them here with us no
Physically.
more. But when they're suffering, like, it's okay that they're gone. I would rather them not suffer anymore.
And 10 weeks to the day that my dad passed away, his best friend that lived right across the road from us passed away also. And I'm so sad for his wife and his children. But in that moment, I'm so happy because my dad is literally the most excited person getting his best friend. Like,
I'll tell you something about that. It helps me with something. You said that y'all buried him the day before Father's Day, right?
yeah.
So, like, my pawpaw, he thought he was bigger than anything anyway, right? Like, he thought he was just the baddest motherfucker ever. And he knew every damn thing. So, every Christmas morning, we had traditions, right? So, a lot of people would sit there and be like, well, fuck, Christmas is ruined for me ever now because he died on Christmas morning, right? Not me. I look at it like this, and I think this is the way you should look at it with Father's Day. They're bigger than the holiday, for one, but now everybody gets to celebrate for them as well. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, he would rather, he was an arrogant asshole just like me. And I know that now he knows that there's not a chance in hell, and even though we would never forget about him, when you die close to a holiday, it's a reminder even more that this person was bigger than the holiday. That's the way I've had to look at it. Like, I've had, like, my mom, she gets upset about shit. And she's even like, Christmas, this is never just going to be the same again. I'm like, no. Let's think about what's happened on Christmas.
Yeah.
We got Jesus and we got Buddy Pittman. Now everybody's got to celebrate both of them. They might not know they're celebrating Papa, but they are. Same with Father's Day, dude. Like,
And I will always celebrate him because he was great. Like, for everything he taught me. And I guess Thanksgiving was hard because I just came down from the high of the World Series in Vegas. And so Thanksgiving was hard because he loved Thanksgiving. Christmas really wasn't a big, like, when I got older and learned, Christmas, like, it was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to just give you money and you buy what you want because I don't want to buy the wrong thing. And so Christmas wasn't as hard.
Hold on a second. Hey, bring me a Budweiser in the aluminum can. It's my show. I can do that. I'll tell you a story. Alexis is walking around the studio getting beers.
But I
thank
so
you.
we're gonna
Thank you.
we're gonna rewind back to the week of Thanksgiving. No, we're not. We're gonna fast forward. So it's December, and like I said, my dad died on the 16th. So the 16th of every month is kind of like, but we still, we still try to, like, have a good day. And so it was December 16th, and one of my friends posted a Snapchat of this guy. And I slid up on it, and I was like, is that so-and-so? And he was like, you know him? And I was like, yeah. Didn't think anything else of it. Keep in mind, guys, this was December 16th, okay? 6-month anniversary of my dad. And the next day, this said person slides into my DMs and was like, oh, he told me you recognized me. And so we start talking. And I can say this through everything. I know that Pop sent him to me when he was supposed to send him to me, because I was dark and I was at the bottom and I was drowning and I needed someone to save me. And Pop sent me him. And although it didn't work out, fresh off of a breakup, not a breakup because there wasn't a label.
That's okay.
We are still great friends. I don't have anything bad to say about him, and I never will, because he brought me from a very dark place. And I think he showed me that it was okay to be happy after having something so traumatic happen.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
That's
it
important,
is.
though. That's so important.
And I have always, I don't give a fuck about guys' opinions or about their feelings.
Woo,
Oh, we're kind of pieces of shit most of the time.
Ruthless as hell when it comes to
Yes, I like it.
guys. But this man was patient, and he never tried to make me feel like I was crazy, or when I had a bad day, or when I was just crying and couldn't explain it. He never tried to put me in a box and make me feel that I shouldn't have those feelings. And I know that it was Pops. I know that Pops sent me him when he was supposed to.
You don't have to tell us his name, but let's just give it a round of applause. We'll call him Rufus. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you, Rufus, for being there and giving her those feelings. I like that. Recognition.
And I say that he taught me that it was okay to be happy after you have something so traumatic happen to you, because I didn't think that I deserved to be happy again. Because a month after my dad died, I celebrated my 30th birthday, and I was with my favorite people, and I was so happy. But in the same moment, I was so sad, and I was so heartbroken because I thought that it was wrong to celebrate. And
They don't want you to be sad. There's too many people that want to sit there and mourn. Like, you always have to put yourself from their perspective. They don't want you sitting there being fucking sad.
And I know that that's why he sent me the man that he did, because he was like, you walking around the bottom of the barrel just moping. I don't have anybody. Nobody loves me. And poof, here he is.
But you know a lot of motherfuckers love you. Your dad, the people that showed up for you, like, you know that they love you. And maybe that's what you needed to tell you that. But there's a lot of people who love you. I already know
needed
that.
someone to just
Validate that.
let me unapologetically be me.
That's always super fucking important.
From this point forward, I would probably, I don't know your dad's name. That's fine.
It was Wayne.
Okay, well, I will probably always associate Wayne with the Braves. Anytime I ever see, I will always hear the story in my head over and over. I will always, Wayne and the Braves. That's it. Wayne and the Braves.
And
How much drugs did you do before you came
I
here?
don't do drugs, Josh, just so that we're clear.
How
I
many
drink
Red Bulls
beer.
did you fucking drink?
None of your fucking business.
God
Don't ask me any
damn.
questions.
And I
You
have
usually
like,
don't shut the fuck up. but
little
damn.
things that always bring me, like, make that I know that he's here. Like, whether it's a rainbow or it's a sunset or a song comes on when I need it.
Yes.
And in that moment in December, I was about to experience my first Christmas without him, and he dropped this man in my lap and was like, here, be happy in the moment. And I overthink a lot,
Me too.
and this beautiful woman sitting over here told me,
I don't know why the fuck we didn't give her a mic.
Law,
She didn't want one.
live in the moment. No matter if it doesn't work out, no matter if you fall on your face, allow yourself to be vulnerable and
Yeah.
feel this happiness, because you deserve it. And I did. And like, when I say fresh, I mean like Father's Day, things ended. But we real fresh over here. But and he knows this. He knows this for the rest of his life. I will always be thankful for him because he changed the course of my life.
You got to remember, like, it's not morbid, but it kind of sucks to say. You can't stop living just because somebody else did.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Like, they don't want that for you.
Your dad would not want
He'd be
you
fucking
to
mad
do
at
that.
you,
And I
dude.
think that that's why he sent me a person to show me that it's okay to be happy. And like,
Maybe that's why he also made that person exit your life too.
he didn't
though.
exit. We're still friends, guys.
Okay,
we're,
good,
we're
good, good.
great
Okay,
friends.
okay.
Like, we are great, great friends. If I called him right now and said I was fucked up and told him to come get me, he also might be fucked up, but he'd find a way.
Yeah.
He would find a
Oh,
way.
I love that.
So yeah, we're still friends. I mean, it sucks because like sorry, you're about to hear some real ass shit when you hear
I
this
like
podcast.
it.
But I was done, guys. I thought I had found the one. Like, I might not have said it because I can't ever let you know you got me up like that. But
I like that too.
I thought I was done. You know, I'm like, Pop just sent me this man. He listens. He communicates. He tells the truth.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
just everything.
Y'all don't fucking look over at me. I don't know half the words you just said.
Yeah, we know.
What's
But-
communicate?
Oh, he was
I don't know
great
what that
communicator.
means.
Like, and just, I mean, it was like it was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
But I also at the same time, I'm a runner, baby. Zach Brown said it best.
Track star. Hey.
Like, Zach Brown said it best. You're a lover, I'm a runner, and we go round and round. Like, I'm a runner. I leave before I can be left. And I think Pops taught me that. So at the same time, I'm feeling all these feelings, but I'm also like, yo, I'm about to leave. Like, I gotta go. I gotta dip.
Too much.
I gotta get out of here. But I just allowed myself to be happy. And I think these past 6 months showed me that it was dark, but you're allowed to be happy. And I know not everyone loses someone to suicide, or everyone loses someone. Yeah. And no matter the reason, no matter if you don't know you're going to lose them, no matter if you know that you're going to lose them, it doesn't take the sting away. It doesn't take the pain or the hurt away.
It all hurts just as bad.
But you can find comfort in knowing that they loved you and that you love them and that you can be happy. Because if you don't find your happiness, what was their life for?
When you think about it too, and you think about when after someone's gone, and you realize that they had their happiness, like they had theirs, and they were a model of what happiness is. Like when I remember at Papa's funeral, like, and you saw the slideshow, and then you heard the stories that people told about him. I was, even though I have got fucked up several nights and drank a lot of liquor and cried a lot of tears, especially at the national championship game. Like Georgia winning for the first, I broke down like a baby in here. But when you realize that they had their own version of happiness, and the sad thing is they're not around to see it, but now you get to make your own happiness, and you don't actually have to think about your happiness getting in the way of anything with them. They taught us a lot of lessons that you don't realize till it's over and done with.
Yeah, but on like real shit though, like not, I don't want to say day to day, but like every event that comes up in your life, every time you like something, it's not even really it doesn't even really have to be that big. It has to be like moments where you're like, fuck, I want to share this with my dad.
But you know he gets to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's
that shit
everything
hurts.
that comes your way
is
because he sent it.
Yeah.
Well, not
I
necessarily.
like that. I like that.
I don't want you to look at it that way. I want you to like you earned it, but he taught you the lessons how to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be like.
Oh, he made you. Absolutely.
If you looked at it like how you just said it, then that means that eventually you're going to be like, well, I don't fucking deserve this. This was a gift from him. That's not the way he would want you looking at it, in my mind. In my mind, it would be like, you worked your fucking ass off. I gave you the tools you needed to accomplish this.
Right.
You fucking accomplished this. Now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to admire you accomplishing this.
You reap those.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, not anything in your life that you do from this point on. Yeah, he's a part of it, but it's not given to you because of him. He helped you earn it.
I like that
but you
perspective.
fucking earned it.
I like
But as someone
Yeah.
personally who's lost someone close, it's like it hurts whenever you want to share it with them, but just know that like
I'm
in the inside, it's like
honestly
they're
so
there.
proud
They're there.
I
that I
see-
made it through as well as
I
have.
think with even that perspective, what she's saying, you want to share it with them. I think in a weird fucking way, the way my brain works, I always want to see like the optimistic side of it.
Look at you.
You would have had to tell them about it before. Now they're literally right there beside you while you're doing it. You don't have to tell them anymore. Like I
The
would have
Braves
had.
winning the World
Yeah.
Series.
Oh, he's
You're
got the
right
fucking
beside
seat.
me.
He's got the fucking seat
You
next
had
to
the
you.
best view.
Yeah,
you had
like,
the best view.
It doesn't matter what it is. I used to would have had to call him and say, "Hey, look, this is what I did." You know, from an outside perspective. Now, right here next to you.
But this is the one thing that will always get me.
You make me fucking cry anymore.
I feel
If
like I have
this
a
is- if
feeling
this is
that
the
wasn't
one thing
where it's
that
gonna
gets
go,
you,
but
No,
go ahead,
I
wanna hear it.
literally
I
wanna
hear it.
walk
I
out
wanna
the
hear it.
fucking
I wanna
room.
hear
The
it.
one
I got
thing
something next.
that
Okay.
gets me. And no, I Friday night I worked an event because I told you I'm a part-time photographer. And when I'm in like that mode, I'm not a very professional person, guys. I'm just not. I say what I want and probably spit and burp and fart.
People probably like you even more for that, honestly.
But when I'm in that moment, and it was a quinceañera, so I was like even
A
more
what?
focused.
Quinceañera is a 15.
Is that when a
birthday.
Mexican girl turns 16?
15.
15 is king.
So
A lot of my listeners are racist. I was just letting them know.
I was working that event, and this is it, guys. This is.
Well, I don't want to hear that. I'm trying to make them laugh because I know you fucking finna make them cry.
It is that anytime you see a father-daughter dance or a father-daughter moment at a wedding, I love weddings, but you see that and you know that you're never going to get that.
For sure.
And that's what fucks me up.
Yep.
That's what
I
beats
knew
me
you was
up
fixing to fucking do it.
and punches me in the throat, because no matter how great he was and no matter how great of people I have, when that day comes, I don't get that. I don't get to experience that moment.
I'll walk you down the aisle, baby.
You would be a good fit for that, Josh, actually.
That's probably about the only time I'm going to get to walk down the aisle anyway.
A father-daughter dance.
Mm-hmm.
I was taken, and mine and my dad's song was "My Little Girl" by Tim McGraw.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
And
I love that one.
so the father-daughter start like coming out, and you hear the music, and I'm like, okay, all right, I got this. And I'm sobbing, but I'm still clicking, you know? Like, this is your moment with your
Professional,
dad.
you're doing
Yeah.
your thing.
Yeah, I'm still clicking. I make it through the first verse and the chorus, and that second verse comes, and I just stand up.
I listen to that song
And
and
I-
make me cry.
And I
sometimes.
just take my camera and I sit it down. And I'm like, somebody else got to do it because I need some air, okay? I got to walk outside. I got to catch myself.
I've got all y'all. I've got one that's by not Cody Johnson. It's Cody Jinks.
Oh.
And it's called Little Ladybug. You want to fucking get it ripped out? Oh, I'll play it for you after this. Because I'd be sending her shit, or she'd be asking me to anyway, and I forget to send her some of these sad songs that we write, or the people that write them around me. And I'm telling you, that one right here is a gut punch.
But no matter what, even though you don't get that dance, even though you don't get the moment that you, in your mind, you're like, I'll never get this moment. I'll never get that dance with my dad. Like, you have all of those moments.
You
like,
got more moments
you
with him than most get.
You have all those moments. Like, you have him with you. You know he was. He knows who you were. You know where you stand. And you know that a lot of things that you stand for because of him. And that's more than, like, someone at their quinceañera did. They
And
don't know at
plus,
15.
and plus,
It's fucking magic.
It's perspective.
I swear it is.
If you believe in the things that you believe in, you no longer have
Is this
to.
God made airplanes?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I told you this break up fresh, guys.
All right, well, but it's all about perspective to me. So, like, once again, you say that you won't get to have those moments, but think about all the moments that he'll get to experience looking over you now that he would have never got to see. Think about all the things that you're going to get to go do. There's going to be moments now that you have that he would have got to hear the story about. Now, in a weird way, he gets to be there with you in those moments. Sometimes I'll be weird with y'all because I'm a very sentimental ass person. There's sometimes I'll buy a shot and I'll leave it sitting on a bar somewhere. Like it's not for me.
Nope.
It's for Papa.
Yep.
I'll buy a shot and I'll leave it sitting there
Whenever I drink, like if I drink a beer,
because I ain't pouring out no fucking liquor.
first
He'd beat
one-
I'd
my
take
ass
that
to pour it
shot
out
every
like
time
a
you
dog.
lift it, every time I swear.
always goes to Pops. And like if we're in a group, so last 4th of July, so freshly, like not even a month after he has passed away, we all go to the beach, and every time we took a shot that weekend, the first thing everyone was like, "This for Pops." Like for Pops. And like if we're riding dirt roads or anything, like this motherfucker right here.
Oh, you can't ride dirt roads with me.
When
You'll lose
I'm
fucking
at
everything.
the
You're all
charity-
emotions.
He's
are coming out.
annoying.
charity event, we go ride dirt roads afterwards, and Josh is like, I want to take you to this place.
My favoriteest place in the world.
And he takes me, and I get out of the truck, and I fucking lose it because I'm like, the stars was just out, and I was like, I can feel when Pops is with me. Like, I can feel when I know that he is like, hey, baby girl, Hey, baby girl.
Checking in.
Checking
that
in.
whole night, and I try to take. I don't know. There's something about that place. Anytime I'm out riding dirt roads with anybody, I try to take them there.
It's beautiful.
There's something about that fucking place.
It's so open.
I
and
don't feel so special now
and
because
the
like I
stars.
thought that you.
It's
and
my
Josh just put
favorite
his-
fucking place.
Josh just put his arm around me and was like,
Damn it,
yeah,
Josh.
he was like, he goes,
She was hurting,
Yeah.
and I love her.
he was like, you don't, he was like, we don't have to talk. He was like, just take it in. Just feel it. Just
place.
feel everything. And I'm like,
And I'm pretty sure everybody else around us was like, "Woo!"
yeah. And me
Well,
and Josh are over
everybody
here
else-
like sobbing.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to let that
Yeah.
shit out.
No matter what, no matter how dark my days get, guys, I want y'all to always know that I love life. And that's the one thing that I always have to tell everyone is like, hey guys, I love life. No matter when the days punch me in my throat and I cry all day, I still love life.
There's a song. He's not a Christian singer, but he was on some talent show. Me and a girl that's been on the show a couple times went to Atlanta a couple weeks ago. Shout out to Brooklyn and her husband. And she was kind of going through some shit. And there's a song by Red Marlowe, and it's called When the Sun Shines Too. If any of y'all struggling right now, I recommend you listening to it. But it's literally talking about appreciating the bad days. Like, you're not only supposed to pray when it's dark, you're supposed to pray when the sun shines too. And let me tell you, you have to, when you get to the point of life to where you can really not enjoy the dark days. Nobody fucking enjoys the dark days. The dark days are
You can
hard.
embrace them.
Yeah, but when you realize that there is a reason why that day is dark, and you might not know why it's dark right now, but tomorrow you're going to completely fucking understand. Or in a day or two, week or two, a month, you're going to understand why you had to go through that dark day. There's been a lot of shit that's happened in my life that I look back on and it's like, why the fuck did that happen to me? Now I'm grateful that it happened for me, because it turned me into the person that I am now, where I have a whole different perspective on so much shit. So
It didn't happen to me. It happened for me.
Yeah, so like,
do the sandwich method. You have to do like positive, negative, positive. Like,
Can I steal one of these beer?
yeah, here.
what you want?
Oh, no, not that one.
What you want?
Oh, you don't want
You want
Budweiser?
Bud Heavy?
Yes, please.
Haley, you said you had something to say a while ago. What
Yes.
was it?
Well, first of all, it's so ironic to me we're talking about daddies. I had no idea we were talking about this tonight. I'm wearing my daddy's t-shirt. No idea. So ironic. And then
Hey, Pops.
so like my daddy died of cancer just out of the blue, nowhere. It was cholangiocarcinoma. He got diagnosed in like October of 2019 and was gone in January 2020. So like no time at all to process. Like, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't have any health issues. Like, he was a biker, he played bass guitar in a band on the weekends. Like, he was just like living life. And then it was just like gone like that. But it was like the year, a few months before he got diagnosed, I was in his kitchen. We were making breakfast, and he was like, just randomly asked me, what are y'all going to do with the house if something happens to me? And I said, Daddy, I don't know. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah. Why are we talking about this?
You know, like, I don't want to think about that kind of stuff. And then here I am. I lived in Atlanta for like 6 years. So I was living in Atlanta while he was sick. And I just moved back to Eastman a couple of years ago. Yeah. Bought his house. Renovated it. And that's where I live. I'm like, God damn it, Daddy. Like, we just had this conversation before you got sick. And now here I am. Living in your house.
This is what I'm doing.
I would
Chills.
like think
Chills.
I know,
Chills.
right? Because we had that conversation the year he got sick, and I never thought in a million years I would be back in Eastman, living in his house, with it renovated. Like, I didn't want to go back to Eastman, but something told me to come back. And
I didn't think, and this is how I know that my dad was just loved me and thought and planned things. I don't think he thought that I would have ever been able to live in our house had he done it in our house. So somehow, by the strength of grace of God, he made it to the front porch.
yeah,
and I redone his bedroom because he had the master, and like I needed it.
Yeah.
So I like ripped the carpet up, painted the walls, got new everything in there. And now when I'm laying in there, I thought I was gonna be sad in there.
Yeah.
But now I'm laying in there, and that's when we honestly talk the most. Like, and this is another thing that I've learned in this past year. If I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry, and I'm not going to hold it in. And I don't care where I'm at or who I'm with. Don't fucking hug me if you see me crying. Though.
Bitch, I'm a hugger. You're getting hugged.
Let me cry.
You don't have a choice around me.
But I just cry when I need to cry, and I talk to him. Like, people might think I'm weird. I'll be walking around and be like, "Pops, what you doing?" Like,
I do that too. Like, my room now was his room. So like my master bedroom was his master bedroom, but it's not weird. Like it's
not.
Yeah.
It's not weird.
Like I just feel like
It's not weird.
because my daddy was my best. I was a daddy's girl. Like he was my best. I lost my mom when I was 15, and then I moved to live with my dad full time when I was like 16, and we just like had this bond like over music. Like when I lived in Atlanta, it was almost like he lived through me vicariously. Like he'd be like, "What concert did you go to this weekend?" Yeah. And like I would see Metallica and like Godsmack and Rob Zombie, and like he'd be like, "Are you gonna take me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, one day." And I would sometimes take him to concerts, but like it was always like he lived vicariously through me. Like my sister, she got married and had all these babies. And I never got married. I don't have babies. Not that I don't want that. It just never happened for me.
Fuck them kids.
But
Watch
like
your mouth.
I'm the daughter that like went away and like went to concerts and was just like I got tattoos and I'm just like living my life. And
Josh brought us all together here
For
like
a reason.
so fucking weirdly. Like it's so weird.
Because
But
I'm fucking good at this. I knew
Yeah.
this was gonna be good.
Yeah,
But it's
I couldn't have
like-
done this by myself, so I'm very thankful that
I couldn't
like,
have-
y'all are here.
That's
'cause
where if you
I
want,
would have
Yeah.
sobbed my fucking eyes out.
so
Like,
that's why like I always let like shit happen when it's supposed to happen. Like
I'm so excited.
I was worried about doing the episode with just me and you, so I was kind of letting shit play out to where it being the universe, the good Lord's time, and whatever the hell you believe
Yeah.
in.
I
And
actually
that- and
always
that-
text
that
Josh
made-
and can I
this all
come
made
spend
it
that
way
at his
better.
house? And tonight he was like, "Come to the studio." And I was like, "All right, y'all, it's fine."
Literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes for y'all got here. She messages me and it's like, "You want to drink tonight or not? What the fuck we doing?" And I was like, "Bitch, just come to the studio. We're about to do a show. You haven't been on one yet." But you talk about like talking to them. So I went to Texas in February, and
I remember that.
And I have a Buddy Burger sign from Papa's original store that's in there. I literally took it with me in the front seat to Texas. Like that 13-hour drive is the first time like I had been alone, and like I talked to him the whole time. I don't think it's weird. I think it's therapeutic.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's therapeutic.
This is not the last thing I'm going to say about this, but talking to him and feeling him. It was New Year's. What day did we leave going to the mountains? Did we leave New Year's Eve? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it was New Year's Eve day, and the night before, said friend boy had spent the night or whatever.
Friend boy. I like
And
that. I like friend
so
boy.
the next morning I'm up and I'm like cooking in the kitchen, and I'm a stoner, so we were smoking or whatever. Huge stoner.
I support that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm like, we're smoking or whatever, and he had been coming to my house, and like he would always like, I have this little like rolling like bedside like tray that's in my living room, and he would always take like everything out of his pockets and just put it on this table, and I never paid attention to it. And that day I'm cooking in the kitchen, and I like walk back over there to like take him a blunt or whatever, and the table catches my eye, and I look and I'm like, is this a case knife? And I like pick it up, and he literally said, "Never leave home without it." And that's exactly what my dad said. Like, he never went anywhere without his case knife. And my dad's nickname is Suitcase.
Oh.
So he had a case knife.
I love that.
And I'm like, "Whoa, Pops, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?" And so I'm like cooking, And I love music. Like, music is my love language. And
Yeah,
the
for
song
sure.
On My Way to You by Cody Johnson is on. And I'm like cooking, I'm scrambling these eggs, making these biscuits, like cooking these sausage. And the song's playing, and I'm like singing, not really like thinking, you know, I'm like smoking, just chilling. Like, it's New Year's Eve, I'm about to leave and go to the mountains. Like, this fine ass man in my house. Like, I was just living my best life. And the song's playing, I'm like listening. At the very end of it, it's like, I guess he always knew I was on my way to you. And I have these I have these two, like, for all holidays, I have like different things that sit on my TV. So at the time, I had not taken my Thanksgiving down, guys. Don't judge me.
No judgment.
So there was 2 turkeys that were sitting on the ends of my TV. And right when Cody Johnson said, I guess he always knew I was on my way to you.
I love
This
that
fucking
song.
turkey just whooshes off my TV and like flies to the wall and slams down. And I was like, Pops, if you don't get the fuck out of here, what are you doing? Get the fuck. I freeze in my tracks. And homeboy, I promised him I would never say his name. He looked at me and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. Like, sobbingly crying, mixing these eggs. Like, I beat these eggs to fucking death, okay? Because I'm like, Pops, like, it's one of those moments where you just know that they're there.
Dude, creepy shit like that happens in my house all the time. I'm like, Daddy, okay, stop it
Pops,
now.
you know I'm a chicken shit. Like, I'm a thug, but I'm a chicken shit thug. Like,
Fuck you.
Like,
Chicken
yeah,
shit
I'd be like,
thug.
okay. Normally, I will be afraid of like poltergeists, but Dad,
But
calm
your
down.
dad- if your
like,
dad-
calm
yeah,
down,
I
Dad.
knew it was Pops, though. But in that moment, I was just like, freezing time. Like, Pops, what are you trying to tell me? Okay. And like,
He said, "Gobble gobble, motherfucker."
I was gobbling all right.
Nasty motherfucker.
Like stuff happens.
Way to turn that into something else.
You know
Stuff
what? My
happens
brain will
in-
always go sexual.
It's all
Always.
right.
Stuff
Most of
happens
us
in
will.
my
I like
house
it.
all the time. Like my closet light will flicker randomly, which is
Pops,
my
don't
dad's
do no
closet.
shit like that to me
Like,
now. I'll
just
burn the house
randomly,
down.
It'll flicker.
I'll come sage both of y'all's houses
Um,
if you want me to. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
baby, I got
Do
sage.
you know those like Lumi?
Fucking white bitches.
Do you know those Lumi Spa like face things?
Yes.
So for like 2 or 3 times, it cut on by itself.
No, gotta go.
It has
Gotta
not
go.
done it again.
That was
gotta
a
go.
battery issue.
I was like, Dad, I was gonna return it, and it quit doing it. It's not done it again since. I was like, okay, Dad, because my dad, okay, he was a big electronics man, like computer man. Like, I'm like, fucking stop it, Dad. Like it was freaking me out. Like,
yeah.
like
no.
quit.
But there's been so many times when he was in my house and something would like happen like that, and I'd be like, Pops, what you doing? Like,
Yes.
are
I'd be
you
like,
really telling me
"Stop."
that he's the one? Like, what? Well, fuck you. But
Well,
anyways.
see, I would just be by myself. Daddy's just fucking with me. I'm like, all right,
Oh,
now
no.
stop. Now.
Nah, Wayne, no, I'm too scared. Don't be fucking with me by myself
Well,
because
see,
I'm
now,
going to leave.
I
Me and Theo
love-
going to get in the car and we going somewhere.
I love horror movies and scary
Oh,
stuff.
hell no.
But
You
I'm
know-
like,
hell
okay,
no.
now quit.
But so
Quit,
many
damn it.
people who have lost people, like literally, like wait and look for signs all the time. Like they're just kind of like, okay, like give me my sign, and y'all are getting all these fucking
he gives
signs,
me
and y'all
all
are
the
like,
signs.
what?
Right.
But no, I do. But I'm not scared. Like
No,
I'm
good.
like I feel like it is him, and I'm not scared. But I'm like, okay, that you done messed with the Lumi Spa enough. Now quit. Damn it! I know you're here.
Stop knocking my turkey off.
Quit.
Oh, I
making it fall
promise
off.
y'all, Gracie Terry, if you ever hear this, I am haunting the fuck out of you. Like I am going to make it so uncomfortable.
Y'all, in the most non-weird way at all. But the first time I had sex after he died, I was like, oh my God, is he watching me?
Shit.
Pops, please go away. Please go fishing in this moment. Like, I'm like, oh my God, oh my
That'll
God, oh my God,
really
oh my
kill
God.
an orgasm
Yes,
right
bro,
there. Is what
I
I'm
was
saying.
tripping. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then in my house for the first time, in the room, I was like, he's gonna strike me dead. He is gonna take me out. Oh my God.
I want to tell you how much I hate you right now. Because I've never thought of that before with all the shit
Yeah,
that I
so
consider.
My
I'm never going to be able to get
bedroom
hard
is-
again. Thank you.
Yeah. So now,
I now know
my-
that my entire family that has
Oh,
passed on,
no.
I feel like they're in the fucking cheering section. And they're all
Yes.
like booing me
Pops
now.
is like, girl, you better suck
You don't understand.
that dick.
My family's assholes. I can hear them just be like, "That's not how you're supposed to do that, boy." Like I can hear it now. Like you're really disappointing this one. You just really fucked it up for me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so,
I've
like,
never thought of that shit before.
My bedroom is my dad's former bedroom, so I'm like, sorry, Dad.
Sorry,
Like-
Dad. I'm so sorry you're about to see me do these ungodly things to this man, but you told me to always take care of a man, so I was taking care
I'm
of him.
glad that I
Lord.
already have figured out the name of this episode. Because if I didn't before the last 2 minutes, it would have been obvious anyway.
Gosh.
This whole episode is called Emotional Damage. Y'all have
I like it.
y'all have fucked me up.
I like it a lot.
Oh.
Anyway.
You know, we smoke a lot of weed around here to like get through our shit.
You
know?
should have told me that before we started because I'm trying to do like this sober kick until the 4th.
Oh,
And
Sober kick with that. Oh, okay.
I drank one
okay.
Budweiser. Every one of y'all know how much I drink. If I
What is-
drank one
what
Budweiser,
is sober? What is sober?
I don't know, but it fucking sucks. That's why it starts with an S. That's sobriety and sucks should rhyme a little bit more. No, I was going too hard and like
Psych.
going back and forth between here and Nashville. Late nights, a lot of things to keep me awake, like Adderall and Adipex. I don't do anything harder than that, but a lot of
Children, if
liquor.
you're listening to this, that is not a combination that you should try at home.
Yeah, don't do it.
This was performed in a professional setting with trained
Yeah,
athletes.
if I know how to do my drugs, kids. I know how to space them out.
Veterans in this bitch.
Yeah, I take one at lunchtime. I take one before I go out. I don't eat. I don't sleep. I just geek.
Yeah, don't do that. You should definitely eat, guys.
You don't have to. Just, get some good practice under your belt first. I'm telling you, I don't eat.
Rookies should not try this at home.
No, do not. No. If you are rookies in the drinking all night game,
Don't
you
do it.
not fucking try to keep up with me. It's always funny to me when you see a woman that tries her best. Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
I'm talking
Tries
about the
the
ones
what?
that try to take like shots and shit with me. Like at a bar.
Baby.
They're
I'll
like,
take
I'm
shots
just
with
like,
you all
look.
day.
You know who my daddy is.
Right.
He taught me a lot.
Wayne, a.k.a. Suitcase.
Taught me how to drink.
I know 100% your ass passed out way before the rest of us at
Yeah, I had to
Christmas.
work the next day.
I
Again.
5 tequila shots
Part-time
before I got here, so-
part-time photographer had to work and take Christmas pictures the next day, and Josh is like, it's 3 a.m. Let's continue to get fucked up. And I'm like, I gotta be up
Yeah.
at 6.
Hey.
I've sat here before with you until
Oh no,
fucking
that
the
not
sun
me.
comes
That,
up.
yeah, me and
Oh,
you sat up
shit.
here late as
I'll
fuck.
stay up till the sun comes up every time. You will never.
I usually don't get
outdrink
text
me.
messages from Alexis till at least 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, every time he's always like, "Bitch, why
Yeah,
the
Josh
fuck
will
are you
randomly
up?"
text me and be like, hey, you want to come ride dirt roads? I'm like, yeah, give me 2.5 hours to get there. You're going to be asleep by the
It's
time
my
I get there.
favorite fucking thing in the world to do,
You gonna be
and y'all
asleep
are
when I
actually
get
fun
there.
to do it with.
Yeah, you're going to be asleep when I get here. 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but you don't understand. Like, there's so many people that want to hang out, and I don't like
Oh,
anybody.
you're
I don't
so
like anybody.
many
No, you
people.
get these
So
pe-
cool, so you
Hold
wanna
on,
hang
fucker.
out.
Yeah, did y'all hear that? Josh don't like y'all, but he love me.
I love all y'all. Like, y'all are fun to be around. Some people just want to come hang out because they're like, oh, the show or whatever, and I hate them.
I don't even really like this show.
I
this
don't blame
much.
you.
I
The show don't
this
really
show so
like
much.
you
I like it here right now, but I don't really like the show.
because you don't like my opinions.
Listen,
There you go.
I
Shut
guess
the fuck
another
up.
thing that I've learned in this past year is that you are going to see shit and you're going to hear shit that you just don't like. And if you engage in it, then you are bringing that negative energy to yourself. It is so easy to just keep scrolling.
Ooh.
Just
Yeah,
keep
you
scrolling.
don't have to. I used to be bad about like I see something I didn't like, and then I realized that these people, who regardless of who you are, they're just as passionate about their beliefs and their side of the argument as I am about my side of the
And
argument.
I want to see your side, unless you like trying to tell me that sex trafficking children is right, and then fuck you because no.
Yeah, nobody,
Yeah.
nobody says it's right, but I know what the point.
Celebrities.
Yeah.
Celebrities.
She's
Yeah.
talking about something
So-
so wrong.
Yeah,
Like these people that try to convince you that pedophilia is okay
Yeah,
because
like-
they have a disorder. No,
they
you
were
should fucking
born
die.
like that.
No.
Like
Yeah, no. We should
I
find a
don't-
tall tree and a short rope.
I
for
don't
those
want to hear
fuckers.
about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Me either.
But I do like to see other people's point of view because I was raised in South Georgia,
Me
very
too.
conservative, very like, you know what I'm saying? And as I grew up, and this being a very big thing to talk about right now, I was raised that
We're not doing that.
Oh,
I'll go ahead and tell you we're not doing that.
Okay.
I love. That's a whole ass episode that I'm fixing.
let her
no,
go.
No,
because we're almost at. We're
All right,
fixing to cut
all right,
it off.
mark us
And-
off when the
and
mic
if-
goes
and
off,
don't get me
we'll
wrong,
talk.
Don't get me wrong. If we were going to sit here and talk about smortions,
Yeah.
and Roe versus Wade, I'd be cool with it if you started at the episode. But there's way too many opinionated
Yeah,
people
there's way too
in this
many.
room that is a whole ass
In
episode.
this room.
But I was just saying that
I
I
like
was
it.
raised a
certain way, agreed.
And when you grow up, you learn that maybe those aren't the right ways, but it doesn't make your family or who taught you these things wrong.
Absolutely
and that's
not.
why I want to see different views. I want to see why you believe the way you believe or why you
And there's
Josh.
absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's
know
how
what
I
I'm
am.
saying? Like,
There's a lot of things that growing up
Josh.
that I would have never thought the way I was raised that I'd be okay with.
Josh,
yeah.
can I
like
can I-
smoking weed? I used to tell people
I
they were
did
going
too. I
to
thought he was
die
going
and go
to
to
hell.
hell if they smoked
And now-
weed.
and now I'm
look
like-
at me.
Now I'm like, hey bitch, you got some gummies or
Yeah,
what?
like,
What we doing
what?
here?
I literally in high school, I was like, "You smoke weed, you're gonna die and go to hell."
No, but like true story. I was raised in South Georgia too.
Yeah.
I've been married to a woman for the past almost 10 years, and we're divorced now, and I have a biracial child. Bam!
you just fucked up all the South Georgia ways,
You
baby.
can't. I'm telling you.
You said fuck the system.
If you try to get into an argument with this bitch about
You'll-
anything,
no,
she'll
no,
be
no.
like, "Oh, what? Women's
Okay.
rights?
I see.
Lesbian?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what? Interracial stuff? Mixed kid?
Yeah,
Like, she
exactly.
will fuck you up on every
But I
single.
love it.
But I love a
Amazing
simple
person.
motherfucker every day. Like, you know what? You don't you whatever you believe, I believe.
When you
I
see
love
her-
it.
when
I
you see her-
support it. I support it.
when somebody says some bullshit to her, it's funny because even though we hit it off wrong the first night we met,
He asked me how old I was, and I was offended. And I don't really get offended.
because I thought you were a kid. I did.
He was trying not to
Listen,
get the
was
case,
running-
girl.
These are the
was
trying
words.
not to
These
get
are the
the
words. The
charge.
words
Yeah.
were Josh was like, "Hey, how old are you?" And I was like, "Hey, how big is your fucking dick?" And he was like, "Whoop!" But I was like, "Oh, you
And
didn't
then
like
it all just went
that?"
downhill from there because we couldn't stop talking shit to one another. It was rough. It
now
was
we
a
love
whole
each other.
ass situation. But then we
Yeah,
became
love
friends
that.
after.
Of
Because
course.
like she's one of the people that I can have almost any conversation with.
Yeah.
I love,
Yeah.
I love
And
everybody.
I'm so
Yeah.
like open minded to like
Same.
everything. Like I'm never gonna judge you unless you do some fucked up shit. And then I might be like, you know what?
That might be a bit
I
wrong.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
However, you got.
But I still want to see your points of views. And like,
Same.
Of
I
why
think
you
the
did
biggest
that.
thing that we're going through right now is that we think that just because we disagree, we can't be friends. And it's like, no, feel how you
I'll
feel.
do you one better than that. I think the problem is that too many people forget what the word opinion actually means, and they think that their
That's a
opinion is a fact,
Fact,
and they
agree.
think that their opinion is more important than your opinion. When you understand that, like, it's okay for people to have opposite opinions as long as you respect them.
People don't listen to hear, they listen to argue.
Agreed.
I embrace the debate around here. I like that.
I love that.
I like
But
the
I don't want
conversation
you
as
to
long as
jump
you
in
do it
my
in a right.
throat
No,
because we
well,
think
you're not
differently.
ever going to get that here. One of the best shows that I'd had was with a dude that I went to high school with. I can't remember what I named the episode, but it was probably about a year ago. This dude is I don't know exactly what you call it, so I'm not going to say like the wrong terminology.
put him in a
But
category.
I'm not putting him but he's married to a transsexual.
Okay.
He's very liberal,
Okay.
and me and him had an amazing conversation on this show. Like it was fucking phenomenal. Like I'm sure there was some parts that both of us was in our head was like, this other one is a fucking dumbass. I imagine people hear me all the time and they're like, you're a fucking dumbass. But the whole time, nothing but respectful to each other.
Absolutely.
We were nothing but nice to each other. And after the show, I had more respect for him
Yeah.
because of the way he handled himself. Now, all these people, whether you're right or you're left, if you're a fucking extremist and you're going to scream at me and you're not going to listen
one
to
should
my,
scream.
and you're not going to listen to my opinion,
Yeah.
I promise you, I'm just going to ignore you because you're fucking so close-minded. You're not able to grow.
Yeah.
Like all this
Agreed.
shit. Yeah, we're all supposed to be able to believe in growth.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I do. That's my favorite. Oh, you know what? I'm going to give you some props here, Josh.
Put it in the
My
microphone
favorite
if you're
part
gonna talk
about
good
your
about me.
show is that you have so many people from different mindsets of life, and you allow the platform for them to come together and have a conversation in a very
Yes.
respectful way. And like, there are not a lot of platforms in life actually that allow that, and you do, and your show allows that, and that's like
and he like
magic.
doesn't make you feel bad or feel like you're not right because he disagrees with how you think or
Yeah.
how you believe.
Right is a perception. Like, I don't know if you're fucking right.
At the end
I don't
of
know if I'm fucking wrong.
No, but
Yeah.
at the end of every single day, you know what happens. You live and you die, and we are all fucking humans, and
Yeah.
and nobody actually really knows what happens. So let's just like be humans and live in that space. I like the human space. I want to live in a human space. Like we have tolerance.
If you
for
don't,
everyone.
if we all, you think about it, you think about the lessons that you were taught growing up. If that's the only things that you believe now, what would your life look like?
a box.
What the fuck is?
I
It'll be a
would-
box.
If I did, and
I would live
and
under
I'm
a
not
rock.
knocking my family or anything, but if I
Same.
only believed the things that I were taught growing up,
I would go to hell.
I would. I don't want to say I'd go to hell.
Oh, I would.
But I would be closed off to a whole side of this world that I absolutely love.
And that goes back to me moving to Miami. It opened me up to so many cultures, so many different people. So, like, I never ate avocados until I moved to Miami.
damn.
And they put avocados on everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And cilantro.
Yes. And so like it was very therapeutic for me to open my mind up and see different cultures and to see why people do what they do. And one of my best friends that I told you I was in their wedding, she's Indian. And her family loves me so much, like takes me in. But to see their culture, and so when she got married, it was this whole like traditional Indian wedding. And to see that and to see the differences and to see like why they do what they do, like I love things like that.
Same.
And I wish like everyone could just love people. It's free. It's not hard to just love people.
Well, you know, there's one commonality across all religions.
What is it?
It's love thy neighbor.
Yes.
That's the only
If
common.
I cut you, you're gonna bleed red.
And it's also
Absolutely.
treat others how you want to be treated.
Yes.
Those are the two things. No matter what religion it is, that's literally what you're taught. So in my mind, even though I'm a Christian, there's a lot of things that I don't think I'm supposed to listen to. I'm not the judge, the jury, or the executioner in my
No.
mind. Like what I am is I'm supposed to treat you regardless of what your beliefs are or whatever. I'm supposed to treat you how I want to be treated. And outside of that, I don't give a fuck.
And when we die, and no matter what you believe in, if you go to a higher power or not, I live my life because I know that when I die, if heaven is real, if heaven is not real,
It's
whatever.
real.
It is real. We can feel that it's
Everybody
real.
think heaven's
But
different for everybody.
Heaven is
though.
different for everybody. But
Agreed.
when I get there, I'm going to stand accountable for what I done on earth. I'm not going to stand accountable for what Josh done
Yeah.
or what you done or what y'all done.
See,
I'm
that-
going to stand
Heart's
for what
good.
I done.
That right there is last night I had the conversation with somebody, and there's a reason why I'm going to end up doing like the Smortion episode, the abortion episode in Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
Is because I had to talk to this
I hope
person,
I'm here
and
for
they're
that.
I was actually going to invite you and
Please.
Caitlin.
Good.
You
Please
and
let me
Caitlin
be
Coleman.
there.
All right, so this is my whole thing to why people are like, you're a Christian. You can't say it. I had to tell a fucking jackass last night. I was like, look, you're too busy worried about everybody else getting to heaven that you're forgetting to take care of your fucking self. Like, all I got to worry about is me getting there.
Me.
So whatever that person's doing, I might not agree with it, but it's not my job
your
to get them.
business.
It's not my job to get them to heaven.
And to come back to Pops, my whole life, he said, you cannot hide from God, so don't hide from
Yeah.
any person on this earth. If you at the store and the preacher walk in and you got a 12-pack in your hand, buy it because Jesus saw it.
Yeah.
So why you
You
hide?
know the difference between a Methodist and a Baptist?
Methodists go to the next town to drink.
A Baptist will shake your hand at the liquor store.
Oh God.
No, but I love that though. Like
Yeah,
I love
like-
be who you are. Like
Well, it
own
doesn't
it.
when you actually get that concept, because I've caught a lot of shit about promoting the Christian side of this show and some of the stuff, and then
And
the next one I'm
probably-
fucked up on or talking shit, and it's like
But that's
I
you.
don't have to hide who the
No.
fuck I am.
No.
Like if you're I'm not going to make my life uncomfortable to make yours comfortable.
I'm not going to
Like,
apologize
I'm
for who
going
I
to be
am.
me. Like I have to answer for my shit at the end
Yep.
of the day. I don't have to answer for your shit. So why the fuck you being nosy?
Josh, you're real sexy in those glasses. Just so that you know, I just want to say
Am I?
that out loud.
That's the point of them. I'm supposed
Would
to,
you do him?
Depends on what day.
You give that bitch enough liquor, she'll
That
think
was-
about it twice.
That wasn't a no, Josh.
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Anyway,
Keep
all right,
going.
so
keep going with the story.
So no, that's it. That's it for this episode. I just want to thank all y'all for coming. I want you to know
If
what.
you're hurting, please
Oh, there you go. I
always,
didn't know where the fuck he's going at.
always slide into my DMs. I will be there. I will talk to you, and I will make sure that you know that you are loved, because no one should go to sleep and think that no one loves them.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your story was really fucking magical actually. And I will always associate the Braves with Wayne, aka Suitcase, forever in my whole entire life. I swear I won't forget.
Cheers, old man.
Hey.
Well, thank all of y'all. Haley, you got anything else you want to say?
Not really, no.
All right,
Haley
yeah,
said
it's
suck her
fine, it's
dick, so
fine,
shut
it's
up.
fine. All right.
Josh,
Well,
thank you for being who you are and allowing this to
Josh.
happen.
will you say that one more time? Because I ain't never heard a woman say that before.
Josh, thank you for being who you are and allowing this to happen.
See, I like that. You want to butter me up? That's how the
Turn
fuck
it
you
off.
do
Turn the fucking mics off now. I'm done. We're done. Mic check.
There's 4 women in this world that like me, and they're in this room right now.
Reach out, guys.
The
Always
rest
know.
of them are like, fuck that guy. Anyway, well, I love you guys. Just remember, with all the shit that all of us have been through with grief and loss and everything, if
Love
they're
is
not
love.
if they're not hurting anymore, they're better off. And you still got a life to live, so don't forget to. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for listening to the Josh Terry Podcast. I will catch y'all next time.
Gearheads know that some projects need so many parts, it feels like you need a whole storage unit just to store them. That's what eBay Motors' 122 million parts are for. Think of it as your virtual parts garage. They've always got the right fitment at the right prices. Use the eBay Motors app or visit ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Hey, who are you? I'm you from the future, here to get our house ready for summer with IKEA. Should we take our coffee in bed or on the balcony? I want to read outside or in our comfy new chair. Cozy. This drink cart goes in the garden so we can shake it up with our guests. Wow. Thanks, future me. Thank yourself. You can make the most of summer by visiting your local IKEA store or IKEA-USA.com/ready for summer.